Hey guys, and welcome to part 10 of the Resident Evil 4 playthrough. After we just met our Leon's long love of his life, Ada, we're going to continue on, see if we can find Ashley and find two more of the keystone items for our main goal.
Why do we need Ashley? Let's just go after Ada.
You're forgetting, he's working under the president, and if you return home without his daughter...
Screw the president. I want Ada.
Well, it depends if it's Trump.
In that case, I'll just go with Ada then.
And that's one of the unique treasures there. It only appears in that cupboard.
That would have been amazing if a knife actually hit the merchant while you were
No,
swiping.
what if it slipped, as I swiped it, fell out of my fingers and it hit and stabbed the merchant?
Leon's not that careless. Unless he's driving a vehicle, in which case, hold on for dear life. So the other intruder that Salazar was referring to is Ada.
Yeah, and that file explains their plan to try and catch the two rats, which at this point they consider them Lewis and Ada.
I love how you reloaded there. I thought you were maybe going to shoot him.
What am I selling? I have some spinels, some velvet blues, and I believe I have a mirror with pearls and rubies for you.
Can you imagine if someone actually just sold all their equipment on the spot?
Oh, I would imagine you could do that very easy. Just go knife only.
You need a handgun in order to free Ashley. At least a handgun.
Well, they should have made that if you only had a knife, you can actually have the ability to throw the knife.
No. Yeah, and how does Leon get down to retrieve it? You'll see what I mean later.
Right, moving on after we've just bought ourselves some... And there's a typewriter there for those that you could save your progress. And unlike the classics, you don't need the ink ribbons. Thank God they got rid of the ink ribbons.
And unlike the classic games, you don't get booted straight back to the title screen upon dying in this game.
You go right off where you the last checkpoint.
That was always the most tense thing about the original
Now,
game.
this dining room here, there's going to be a trap on the opposite side. What you need to do to activate the cage, well, first you need to open the door. What you need to do is there's a painting on the all the way down this hallway, and you need to shoot the red glass of wine.
No.
Or it could be blood.
Hope it's not Chris's blood.
Stop! Don't open that door!
Go to hell.
One of the most infamous things about the original was its awful voice acting.
I think it was remake onwards that it started improving. I don't know if Code Veronica improved it or
Yeah.
not.
And here's a trap. There's a cage there, but you're trapped in here with not only these guys, but a Garrador.
If you skip this little cutscene, you can buy yourself a little extra time.
But
Oh boy!
At this point, I'm saying, fuck it, I am out of here.
On one of my
Right,
playthroughs,
see you guys.
On one of my playthroughs,
So he has, he's scarping.
Yes, I bravely ran away. What were you saying?
sorry folks, my throat's all clogged up.
Ed Stevens out of commission.
Uh,
What were you saying in one of your previous playthroughs?
I actually managed to kick the Garrador onto the ground in the cage. Like I shot that Ganado, the one that's right behind you when you're stuck in the cage, in the head, and then I went for a melee because I knew the melee gives you invincibility, and it actually knocked the Garrador onto the ground as if you'd kicked any other Ganado.
Wow.
And he stays on the ground for the same amount of time.
And here's our third type of Plaga, which is the spider one, which this one is capable of detaching itself from the host.
They're more of an annoyance than anything.
And I used to think they had an insta-kill attack, but it turns out they don't. When they're detached.
Yeah, the attacks they have, they'll headbutt you, or they'll spit acid at you.
But when they're detached, they just climb on you. I thought when they detach, they have an insta-kill. But the downside is they can't jump up ladders.
Yeah. It's so easy to avoid their grab attack as well. All it really does is start clawing at you while crawling on you, and you have to shake it off. It's just an annoyance more of anything.
And going back to that trap in the previous section, what you can do is you can actually skip that cutscene and give yourself a lot more time before the Garrador jumps down.
Yeah.
And in this room, on the opposite side, this is where you get a free rocket launcher.
Good mode. Funny thing about the strategy guide it actually has a serious disdain for the rocket launcher instead of like pointing it out. There's a pretty big bias towards not liking the weapon.
Why not?
Because the strategy guide literally says like they don't like the idea of a god weapon. The whole point is to like try out all the various different strategies. It's like the only time I've ever seen that sort of note in a strategy guide.
What was the company that made the guide?
Future Press.
Have they always done that? Is this the one exception?
I think there's one exception. That right there, that's how you can tell if they're going to mutate.
Yeah, but its mouth is wide open. I think it's only for these types of Ganados, actually. Because if I recall, the village ones, they don't mutate
Yeah,
into
their hair's
type B's
completely
and
gone.
C. Aye. Burn, baby, burn.
That's something that they didn't start introducing as well until RE5's like DLC. The regular excuse me, and the regular Ganados or Majini having different mutations, like the town Majini and RE5 didn't have the Duvalia unless you were playing Mercenaries Reunion
Yeah.
or Desperate Escape.
There's the spider.
Spiders!
Speedors. Right, here's a little trick that you can do. There's going to be some enemies kind of coming through that door, but you can use the lamp to your advantage above your head and shoot that down. But if you're right underneath it, it will cause damage to you too.
Very minuscule damage though.
And what's in that glass cage? Like I said, lots of ammunition and money, and a free rocket launcher.
But do you have the inventory spaces?
Well, I'll have to make one, won't I?
Time for a game of Tetris.
Again. Because the rocket launcher takes up, like, what, 20 cubes of
It's
space?
60. 16, I think.
That's
Line piece.
We've already done that joke before. When was Tetris ever made, actually?
I think it was a launch title for the Game Boy, actually.
Well, I've got plenty of ammunition for my shotgun, so... Right, I think I need to move my TMP so I can move my rifle to the opposite side and then get space for the rocket.
And what are the Ganados doing this whole time? Just standing there, having a picnic or something?
Or I've used chaos control and stopped them through time. Right, if we just move the grenade there, and I can put the rifle there. No, put that. Thank you. There we go. Free rocket! Is it me or ever since RE4, it's when it comes to the rocket launcher, it's always been the RPG-7?
Yeah, it had a different design for some of the other games.
I believe in in Resident Evil 1, it was the one which is like a cube rocket launcher.
It was, yeah, literally bazooka.
Suplex!
Funny thing too, the grenade launcher was called the bazooka in that game, even though the rocket launcher kind of looks like a bazooka.
Screw you, Jill. I am the master of unlocking now. Moving on. Big these blue doors. Ooh, a vase. I will smash it.
Long hallways long, and look who we have.
Blue fire. Now, you can actually sell the rocket to the merchant, but that does not mean he'll give you an infinite one for free.
What are you selling?
It's not that easy, stranger.
Is that all?
I'll take a spinal. I've already got 700 of these.
What are you buying?
Now we can buy the extra large attaché case, which is the largest attaché case you can have.
But you don't have enough for it.
No, I'll get it later.
Come back when you get some money, buddy.
Come back when you're richer. Hi, Lewis.
Yay.
Got it.
Surprise! Butt sex.
First time I saw this genuinely frightened me.
It's threatening until you find out where it comes from. Look rough, don't you think?
You're terrible.
But still, look where it comes from. Ugh.
It's not even mutated yet.
No.
That I have the sample. You serve me no purpose.
Palpatine!
Unleash your anger.
You follow the same fate.
Why, hello, Lucy, my friend. So sorry about you, Lewis. The only 10 minutes I know you about it. I'll be sure to tell your wife you died from a grenade.
Kind of sad that Steve Burnside lasted longer than he did.
Yeah.
Here. It should suppress growth of
How the fuck is he still talking, losing all that blood?
the sample. Sadly,
Maybe it like missed his heart or something, but he's still like critically injured.
It doesn't look like he missed his heart that we saw there.
Louis! Louis!
Da 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 da.
You're terrible.
Lewis, no!
What did we get?
Paracetamol. Because we got a fucking headache.
The
But-
only means of keeping the parasite at bay.
Yeah, because it'll if he does not take it, it will grow faster and he'll become more effective.
Again, he won't be able to resist the parasite any longer. Oh, who was that we just heard?
I hear... No, it can't be. Oh, no. Again, Sadler paintings, they always contain gold.
Who is this? It would be too much of a coincidence.
Well, we've only came across one high-pitched girl, so...
Sandy Squirrel? Well, it has the same voice.
Ashley!
Ah.
And she's still trapped. Fucking useless.
I love how you just stand there for like a good second and have to say, should I just leave her behind?
Well,
Okay, let's go.
now this is the point where you have to protect Ashley from the top here because she's at the bottom floor. Now you have to. Now here's a tip for this trap here: shoot the bottom two first, because if you shoot the top two, she'll try to preemptively pry the third one, making it a little awkward to shoot.
And it's really easy to hit her when she's trying to do that.
And yes, I did it with a handgun.
Yeah. On the consoles, you'll want to use the Red 9 for that, and the stock, since it's as accurate as a sniper rifle. But since we didn't get the Red 9 here...
Now we have to save her with the sniper rifle. Again, if these Ganados take her to any of those doors on the left or right, game over.
Yeah. It's the doors that cause a loading transition when you go through them that they have to get to.
Now, if she had the knight armor, there would be no problem.
Yeah, because they literally just pick her up and then immediately fall over.
Like, if a rocket launcher, and then when she's wearing the knight armor, the rocket launcher can kill her. So...
Wait, can it or can it not?
No, it doesn't. When you aim, when she's got the knight armor, and then you aim. Usually, when you aim a weapon at Ashley, she will crouch down as if something's behind her. But with the knight armor,
She lowers the visor.
she just lowers the visor, and that's it.
It just goes down automatically. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's like she doesn't even lift her hand; it just goes down as soon as you aim a weapon at her when she's got the knight armor.
Ashley's well prepared for this universe. Actually, she knows this is just like Dark Souls. She even has the knight armor.
The door's locked. I can't open it.
What's this? She's actually doing something useful for once.
He has a key. Could he be important?
You don't say. Too bad he's got a metal helmet on.
You just shrug. Why do you go back? Run around, Ashley.
Yeah, just run around. Oh, for God's sake! Right up the arse. But yeah, just do the smart thing, Ashley. Run around. Don't go back to the same position you were to cry. Ow.
Oh, you're getting manhandled here.
Realistically, that would have been an insta-kill. Do you know what? If they made RE4 professional like RE5, that would have been an insta-kill.
Oh, don't say that. That's the last thing we need. Professional's hard enough as is. That's good. Seriously, what is he, a dog or something?
And that's the leader down. But as usual, you have to kill all the enemies, otherwise Ashley will not move.
Oh, I think you just barely missed her there.
I missed that. And now he's doing
Fucking
smart.
missed.
He went flying. That's it.
I can get out.
Then
No.
get out. Don't just stand there.
Now for this point, we have to play as Ashley.
Oh. Kill me. Please kill me.
And she does not have any weapons. All you can do is avoid and use the environments to your advantage. And by that, I mean picking up some lantern lights and use them as projectiles.
Yeah, it's possible to miss them with them as well.
Yeah, you have to be in like the right length between the distance between you and the enemy has to be right enough.
You don't get to aim it either. She automatically targets the enemy, and if they're running towards you when she does that, it's probably gonna miss.
But what you can do is just try your best to avoid them as best as you can. Like this lantern right here, when the enemy's close, pick it up, and I believe it takes 2 to kill them.
I think it takes like 3 on professional. It's like, oh.
But she could still pick up ammunition and items that she can give to Leon later on when they meet up.
Cranking.
Rotate that Wiimote like a crank. It's like you're rotating the crank. Actually, you're not.
Cranks have been in every one of the games as well.
Yeah,
I believe, including RE7.
Yeah, and they can crawl over under the desks as well. Here, have a lantern. And this one will take 3.
Yeah, because your adaptive difficulty is high. No.
Like, what's stopping Ashley from just going up and then just stomping on his head? Because if I recall in the classic Resident Evils, if a zombie grabs you when it's lying on the floor, you automatically retire by stomping on its head.
Jill bits the head off completely.
Or Claire would kick it off like a football.
Yeah. Yeah,
Look.
Jill and Claire both did that. Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Aye, it's like, where's that? That's satisfying, especially when they try and grab you, just kick their head off.
I think Remake Jill just crushes them.
And that's a gratuitous shot of Ashley's arse. Again, this is made in Japan. They have a fetish for that.
Oh.
Whoa, where did you come from?
This part's really annoying.
Yeah, because there's 2 of them.
You have to turn these cranks.
Yeah, but then you've got 2 of these Ganellas at once, and again, you have no weapons other than these lanterns. But once you see the character model starting to black out, that means they burnt and they'll melt away. Come on, Ashley, rotate faster. He's right behind you.
Did you lose some health?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
If I lost some health, I wouldn't have been flinching.
I must have missed that somehow.
And well,
Yeah, this right here, I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but if you manage to trigger a knee stun on them with the door, I think you can do a suplex or something. Again, I don't know if that's bullshit or not.
and when you look at this, even Salazar had a butler.
Why
He
is
had
he just leaving all his files around for anyone to find them?
Here's another thing to consider. Ashley can combine the herbs, and yet Billy Cohen cannot. That's sad. When he gets in, he was like a lieutenant, and Ashley's just a college student. Right, that dial that we have to find, that dial we saw, we need to find a crest to put it in that dial. And this is where suddenly she magically has a flashlight.
Or playing Slender.
Now, if I recall, actually, in the Japanese version of the game, this is where this section, it does the classic Resident Evil camera section.
Does it? I don't think
I think it does, because I heard rumors about it. Right, you need to press the switches in a certain order to get the doors open in a certain order. Ugh.
Where's the music?
There is no music. There's no enemies. But when you press one button, it will open a door, but then it will close another. So you need to press them in the specific order. Plus, there's a crest here, which is part of a puzzle, which is a stone tablet. The puzzle is later on, and that will reveal the crest, which you'll need to get the
next piece.
Yeah, the dial, which opens the main door. You press the button? No, I press the button.
Ooh, what does this button do?
And then why did she press one of the buttons and then the whole castle went up on the nuke? Music playing, we've got enemies.
What?
And this time it's knights in armor. Like, you know, like medieval castles, they always have these knights. Not some of them come to life. But here's the thing: they can walk, but they can only swing. But the ones that are on the walls, they will instantly shake QTE. If you fail it, you get swiped. But if you pass it, they'll miss you, and then it'll just shatter. Now this puzzle is pathetic. You see this middle one here? Just put that in the middle, and then put the rest of the tablets in a circle. That's you're done. Easy.
Not quite. There's a piece missing.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to get that puzzle right.
Yeah.
Is it me, or does that look like a knockoff design of the Gryffindor house?
Maybe.
We are in Hogwarts. And the key treasure is right there on the statue. Where does Ashley get the stuff? How does Ashley able to put all this shit in her pockets?
Where did she get the flashlight? Never mind all the other stuff.
Salazar family crest. Ooh, look at that. Today's our lucky day. The second piece. The serpent legs.
One to go.
But now this is where the knights come alive. All you could do for this point is just go make them.
Go around.
Go around the table and then run.
On very high on professional and like if you're adaptive difficulty sign off, these things could probably one-shot you with your current health.
Here, now that Ash has got a flashlight, I wonder if this was the better version for what would become Moira in Revelations 2.
Those do the same amount of damage as well, so if you miss that, and if you're adaptive difficulty sign off, they'll probably one-shot you.
I would imagine if Resident Evil 4 was remade, they would implement the flashlight here where she can zoom in and then stun them.
Alright.
Because that's what you had to do with Moira because she refuses to use weapons.
The only really annoying thing about using a flashlight in that game is even if you know an item is on the ground, you still have to use the flashlight and shine it on it before it shows up.
Right, now that we got the family crest, let's put it on the dial and get the hell out of here. Back to Leon.
There's a round hole in the center.
Put it in, you use the family crest. Now you can turn this thing. Turn the dial. What if this became a game, suddenly became a game show and it was Wheel of Fortune? Oh, now you can climb ladders? You can climb ladders but you can't jump down. Okay. Here's some gold. Moving on. Long hallway is long.
Yeah.
Again,
Freedom!
Just making sure I've got everything. How did I unlock it? It wasn't locked to begin with.
No, I think it was locked from that side.
Aye.
Leon!
Oh, fuck. I
Yeah,
have to protect you.
Do you know what would have been funny if she appeared up on the top floor and he was at the bottom floor?
Sorry if I was...
Right, as we laugh about that joke, we'll see you in the next part, folks.